It is reported only twice that Jesus wept. First, we are told he wept at the tomb of Lazarus. And they say, oh, how he loved him. He saw how the devil was tormenting humanity. It broke his heart. But in Luke chapter 19, we are told again, he wept. And this time, he wept for the ignorance of the people. In Luke chapter 19 and verse 41 and 42, the Bible says, Luke 19, 41 and 42. And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it, saying, if thou hast known, even thou, at least in this thy day, the things that belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thy eyes. Jesus wept over the ignorance of men. Why? Because God cannot help you and me beyond our level of knowledge of him. That's why I say, my people, right in my presence, they perish for lack of knowledge. Jesus wept over the ignorance of man the same way he wept over the way the devil was tormenting humanity. Oh, I've come here to destroy the works of the devil. So ignorance is a plague. Ignorance is what? The devil takes advantage of ignorance to torment the redeemed. So we must declare total war against spiritual ignorance. We must declare total war against spiritual ignorance. We know some things, but we have always erroneously thought that we know most, or even worse, all things. We know some things, there's no doubt. But we have always erroneously thought we know most things, and some of the times we even deceive ourselves to think we know all things. We need deep enough knowledge of every subject matter to have practical control over it. We need deep enough knowledge regarding divine health to really have a hold of it. We need deep enough knowledge regarding family peace before we can have a good hold of it. My people are destroyed, even in my presence, for lack of knowledge. It is not enough to know something, we must know enough of it. Until you know enough of your heavenly status, you cannot experience it. Until you know enough of your redemptive rights, you cannot enjoy them. Until you know enough about your redemption, your redemptive riches, you cannot enjoy it. It is not just knowing something, it is knowing enough of the thing that makes the difference. Come and say, knowing enough. And if you don't learn, you can't know. So we need to do extra job. The responsibility for the year ahead is a crave for more of God. As we behold him as in a glass, we are changed from glory to glory as by the Spirit of God. So I like us to be committed tirelessly to investing into our destiny, financially by acquiring material that will help boost our spiritual understanding, time-wise by spending time in searching for whatever is known to be missing in our lives. Because there is no way God can help you and I beyond our level of the knowledge of the truth. You shall know the truth, and the practice of that knowledge will commit me to set you free. So it's very important for us to please take note of that. So let him therefore that thinks he knows anything, 1 Corinthians 8 and verse 1 and 2. Let him know that he knows nothing yet as he ought to know. I want us to crave very tirelessly, crave very selflessly towards more of God. It is not intercession in most cases that guarantees intervention. It is revelation first, because it's revelation that gives value to intercession. Without appropriate revelation, intercession can be wearisome. You need revelation. You need revelation. Revelation will give value to your intercession, and that will provoke divine intervention. I will keep on promoting this every day of this year. You need to know more of God. You need to crave for more of insight in every subject matter that is not producing in your life. And I want to really recommend that to give your time to that. It is not knowing something about a subject or a course that guarantees success. It is knowing enough of it. When you ask somebody who is writing geography exam, he wasn't writing history, he was writing geography, but he wasn't writing enough to guarantee a pass mark. He didn't know enough to guarantee a pass mark. Let's move. It is not just having light that guarantees dominion over darkness. It is having enough bright light. That is the light from a matchstick. There is another one from a candle stick. There's another one from a lantern. They are all light. But what is a match light going to do inside this hall in the night? Just a speck. What will a candle light amount to on this podium? Almost of no effect. Darkness will still be reigning everywhere around. It takes floodlight to subdue darkness. So you need flood insight. The Bible talks about the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters covers the sea. Flood. Come and say flood. We need flood. We need a flood of it to have dominion over it. So I want to strongly encourage that to invest in your destiny as I've done over the years. As I have done over the years. We're having a great time in our marriage today because I read volumes upon volumes before we were married. You don't go into something like a dummy. You need to get to know what it is. Life is too precious to play it as Ludo. Let's wake up and take responsibility. I read 39 ministry biographies before I came into ministry. How many? 39. I wasn't joking around town and going from corner to corner and asking people, can you support us? No. I got my support from source. I knew how the ones who went before me did it. It was easy for me to break forth. So we need to know these things. Very important. I read volumes of materials on financial prosperity. Volumes. See the glory, see the color today. I read all I could find on divine healing. I read all I could find on divine healing in my early days. So please take note of this. There is nothing valuable that is free. Invest in your destiny. These 1-2 services a week won't do much for you. It will only steer you to work on yourself. But if you stop at the services, I'm sorry for you. So wake up and get it. I want you to please wake up and get it. Wake up and get it. It will be of eternal value to you. Jesus wept over the ignorance of the people because he can't help you and me beyond our level of insight. My Bible says, ride on prosperously and in majesty because of truth and righteousness and meekness. And thy right hand shall teach thee deep things. Come and say deep. Deep things. Deep things. Let's go for deep things. Let's invest in deep things. Don't just buy books and decorate your shelf with it and tell everybody that comes, I got 50 of Dominion Publishing House books. They are very fantastic materials. Amen. And then you ask him, have you ready? I just glanced. I glanced all of them. I've glanced through all of them. If I were glancing, you won't be here now. I wasn't glancing. I was dying to know God. So go and get it. We also have more copies of Dominion books that were not available during Shiloh. They are all here now with us. So you can take advantage of them walking in dominion, winning the war against people. You can't keep on in cycle all your life. I took 3 days off to win the war against poverty. 3 days of no eating, no food, no water, to buy into it. It's not game. It's not playing pranks and cheating people in business and cutting corners. That's not how to prosper. You want to prosper with dignity? Go and learn covenant details that makes it happen. The wisdom that works exploits in ministry. Any minister, pastor that doesn't have this and going into ministry, he might be going in the wrong course, because you can read anything from anywhere else. You may wonder, does it really work here? But we have a proof that it works. We have never been indebted. We've never had any foreign aid from any foreign nation. We have never begged. We have never had overdraft from any bank. Shame to the devil. Now, possessing your possession, and then signs and wonders today, that is in search of the finger of God for any area of your life that is posing a challenge. You can get all of these materials and all the others. They are all around. And every other material that addresses your case. Don't pretend. Don't explain away your failure. It is poor students who blame their failure on teachers. It's the same teachers who taught others. The same teacher who taught the first class student taught the last class student. The same one who taught the A student taught the F student. But the response of each one to the responsibility of making an A is what makes all the difference. Please respond. You are moving from henceforth from glory to glory. That man said he had 10 years diabetes. How many years? In his testimony a Sunday before Shiloh. And then on searching and searching, he stumbled on something from chapter 3 of Ephesians, and that broke the yoke. What books do is to bring you back to the Bible, and then the Bible back to the book, and then your understanding just explodes and something happens. Some scriptures that came to me didn't come from Gloria's book. They came to me by the revelation I gleaned from his book, right there on the same spot. And that just erupted in my spirit. Please go ahead and invest time. Very important. Because I know you can buy anything, but will you invest time in reading them? There are people in this church who have never read one book through all their lives since they have been here. Some of them are 15 years old in this church. They have not read one. But they have all of them. In fact, they buy for friends. They buy for friends. So if you won't read, don't buy. There's no point. Except for your children who may be smarter than you are. You can buy and then let them have it. But you need to do something. Invest in your life. That's my own prayer. That's my own desire. You don't need to waste all your energy buying funny newspapers that talk nothing but lies. Settle down and invest in your life, and you will be glad you did. I am glad I did. From 1974 to 2006, I'm not tired buying and I'm not tired reading. You can be a pastor and still be suffering. You can be an elder and still be down. But for you to stay up, you need to work on your life. My prayer is that you will make it. The year ahead must not be allowed to be like the years before. You are making progress, but you can make greater progress. And this coming year, you will make greater progress. You will gain better speed. Whatever is here to bow, will bow at your feet. Very importantly, as we close, I want to quickly declare to you a very ominous state of our country, Nigeria.